My name is Rachel Albrecht. I've worked at Gundersen Health System for 12 years. I'm currently Administrative Director for Orthopedic Surgery, Sports Medicine, Podiatry, and PT/OT. So the first year that Global Partners was getting started, I was asked to go on an exploratory trip to Nicaragua, which I did, and that got me hooked. I then was asked to become the volunteer administrative lead for the program with a couple other leaders that were leading the Nicaragua program. So from 2010 to 2018, I think I led 12 to 13 groups to Nicaragua, and that was incredible work and incredibly rewarding, and surely saw how those teams were enriching the lives both of the communities in Nicaragua where we were working and the lives of folks in our own community, building global awareness in our community. So that was really exciting. Due to some life changes, having a little kid, wanted to look for an opportunity to engage with Global Partners closer to home, and thought the at-home mentorship program was a great opportunity for me to stay connected to Global Partners, but to be a bit closer to home in my local community. So my mentee is Alphonse. He's in first grade. Our first couple meetings were interesting. He wasn't quite sure why I was there, thought maybe I was an extra teacher to do homework with or something, so he was quiet and shy and reserved. Every time I left, I told him I'll be back, and I think he maybe didn't believe me the first couple times, but when I did keep showing up, time after time, I believe it built that trust and built that relationship. So the first couple meetings were quieter, really just asking a lot of questions and meeting him where he was at, asking him what he wanted to do, a lot of playing with cars, to build that relationship. So our relationship has grown. He's not so shy and quiet anymore. So now I usually wait for him outside or right inside the front door. And when he sees me, a big smile comes on his face, and I say, "Can I have breakfast with you?" And he says, "Sure, yeah." And sometimes grabs my hand and we walk to the cafeteria. He gets his breakfast, I help him with his tray, walk to the table, and spend breakfast talking and chatting. And how are things at home? What did you do last night? How's school? What do you have going on today? And with each time I'm there, it progressively becomes more interactive, and I can see that trust and relationship building. I take him to his locker, help him put his coat and get his folders out, and then take him to his classroom. And sometimes just he and I play together. We'll read a book or draw some pictures. Sometimes we'll interact with the other kids, play cars, play Uno. It just really depends on the sense I'm getting for him that day, if he feels like he needs one-on-one time from me, or if he wants to be more interactive with his classmates. Well, there was one day I was there and I couldn't stay long, and I was feeling badly about having to come and leave earlier than I usually did, so I wrote him just a little note saying, "I hope you have a great Friday, and I appreciate our friendship." And it was right around Thanksgiving, so I had it as a Thanksgiving theme, and I left it for him. And he wanted to draw me a picture back as a gift. And it said, "I love you, Alphonse." And that was just really a special moment, because he felt so strongly about wanting to give me something back and know that, let me know that he cared. And so that was really cool. Also, the first time we walked down the hallway when he grabbed my hand was just a really cool moment that we had that relationship and that we were really building that trust. You know, I think the biggest challenge that I wasn't really anticipating, but that has been there, is the other kids wanting attention. So they see the special relationship that Alphonse and I have, and they're almost vying for attention as well. And sometimes I can see the jealousy in Alphonse when other kids are coming up to me and trying to get my attention. And I think that's something for new mentors to really prepare for, is how do you make sure that your mentee feels special and that you are there for them, but still not feel like you're shutting out the other kids. And I think that's a delicate balance, and I think Alphonse and I have worked through that, and he knows it's his decision on, do we want to play Uno with the other kids today, or do we want to read the book just the two of us and find a quiet spot? But I think for new mentors, that's something I certainly didn't so much anticipate, and I'd want people to think about going into it. The teacher in Alphonse's classroom has been an incredible resource. I didn't know much about Alphonse going into this, and so his personality was just what I saw of it. But in interacting with his teacher, she's shared with me that he is a more reserved, quiet kid, but since I've been there, and especially on the days that I'm there, he is more engaged in the class and smiles more and is more interactive, and I wouldn't have known that without connecting with the teacher. So I think it's important to be connecting with the teacher and asking questions and just understanding where that each child is at and where you can add value. I just feel like it's an opportunity to engage more with my community. You know, I have a 3-year-old, and I just feel like this is an investment both in our community and in her future. And I feel like it enriches my life to be engaged with these kids. They have an incredible amount of energy and different perspective and insight than we get from other adults, and I just find it very energizing. But it's also a way to interact and invest and engage with a part of the community I wouldn't have had the opportunity to otherwise. It's really cool.